Hey guys, so about a year ago, I did a video comparison on the three main easy-to-use wireless systems. I just wanted to do an updated video and give you my new favorite one. So I still have the Boss and the X5 one, but for my new favorite one is this one right here, the Ammoon. I hope I'm saying that right. Long story short, why do I like these more? They're less than half the price of the other ones, and they transmit on a less crowded frequency. That's the short answer. So the Ammoon wireless has about 5 hours of battery life. It transmits on 4 channels simultaneously. It's got about a 100-foot range and charges via micro USB. And it's got a built-in battery. So how do these work? It's pretty simple. You have your transmitter and you have your receiver. Turn them on the side. See the switch. Turn it on. This one on. When they're both green, they're ready to go. Take the transmitter, plug that into your guitar. Take the receiver, plug that into your amp or your pedal or your audio interface, and you're ready to go. That's pretty much the standard of all these plug-and-play wireless. And so that's it. It's about as easy as it gets. If that's all the information you were looking for, links are down in the description down below. But if you're interested on why I personally like these better, I'm going to explain why. So the main reason why I like these, besides the fact that they're half the price, is that they transmit on 5.8 gigahertz as opposed to 2.4 gigahertz. The short answer is that 5.8 gigahertz is far less crowded than 2.4 gigahertz. The thing about 2.4 is that 2.4 is used for Wi-Fi, for Bluetooth, for stuff even like car door openers, microwaves, all sorts of stuff. It's a very crowded frequency. 5.8 gigahertz, as of right now, early 2020, is used far less. So I found this online. I'll put a link down below if you really want to read all of it. The main thing that I want you to notice is that specifically it says, many Wi-Fi enabled technologies and other household devices use 2.4 gigahertz band, including microwaves and garage door openers. When multiple devices attempt to use the same radio space, overcrowding occurs. The 5 gigahertz band tends to have less overcrowding because fewer devices use it and because it has 23 channels for devices to use, while 2.4 gigahertz band only has 11 channels. So 5 gigahertz has more channels to transmit on, 2.4 gigahertz has less, and 2.4 gigahertz is more crowded. In that case, you'll get more dropouts. So that really is the main reason to get it. And I'm sure some of these companies are going to start following suit and will start having wireless devices outside of the 2.4 gigahertz. Again, 2.4 gigahertz can work. If you watched my previous video, 2.4 gigahertz does work. It works, probably about 90% of the time. This 5.8 gigahertz one has not failed me yet. And I've used them specifically at spots where I've had problems with 2.4 gigahertz and it worked great. I used it recently for my newest video for the cover of What It's Like by Everlast. I have never been able to get 2.4 gigahertz to work in my home studio, but this one worked fantastically with no problems. That is not to say that these devices will never fail you. There's always a possibility of interference, especially if it's on one of the frequencies of Wi-Fi. 5.8 gigahertz is just better and more reliable than 2.4 gigahertz. Not to mention the fact that this one is half the price at only $65, where the other ones are about $150. And speaking of the price, since these are just $65, they even make one that is on 2.4 gigahertz that is currently on sale for $39. I mean, if you're going to get one of these simple, easy-to-use ones, you might as well just spend $40 to have it work 90% of the time and still be good. I can't completely vouch for that because I have not personally used those, but all these 2.4 gigahertz plug-and-play wireless units are pretty much the same. So if you think about it, you could spend $150 to get a wireless that works pretty well, or you can get two wirelesses, one on 2.4 and one on 5.8 for about $100. To me, that just makes the most sense. And again, I love my Boss unit, and I've used it a couple of times. I just did a tour in Europe recently, and I brought it, and it worked at every show except for in Munich. Other than that, it worked great. I've also noticed that there's another company, GETARIA, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. They do seem to have one on 5.8 gigahertz as well, for around the same price. I'll put a link for that one down below. I've just personally used the Ammoon ones. So those are the only ones I can truly vouch for. But if it's in 5.8 gigahertz, I trust that way more than I trust 2.4 gigahertz right now. Amazon affiliate links for all the gear I talked about are down in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.